Welcome to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast, where we mix business, law of attraction, spirituality, and well-being with great guests and phenomenal stories. You'll hear hints, tips, and up-to-the-minute information on digital communication from an expert in her field. Pearl has some wonderful individuals in her networks, and she will be interviewing them all at some point in the future. Enjoy your listening.
Well, hello and welcome to another of the Pearls of Wisdom podcast interviews. And today is probably one of the specialist interviews I have ever done. I've been so looking forward to this. This again is from the Mission Hope series. And I am speaking to the wonderful lady who is the phenomenal Mission Hope instigator, head of the project and everything. I'm speaking to Char Murphy. Char, welcome.
Oh, Pearl, thank you so much. You are so kind. Thank you. I'm just thrilled to be here. I'm excited too. It's so good to see you.
Oh, it is. I mean, since we've connected, we've had that really special connection from the word go. And as soon as you said about Mission Hope, I knew I was drawn. This was part of my purpose to help push that out, push
Oh,
that message out to as many people as possible. Now, if I ask you just first, how did Mission Hope come about? Because this is what I've been so excited. I can't wait to hear you share about that.
okay. Thank you. I love that question. It's my favorite question. So it was in September of 22, and I was sort of in between things and um, asking what asking spirit, what does the world need now more than ever? And the answer was hope, hope. And I thought, wow, that came pretty quick. And then I said, I want to do something that's going to help a lot of people. And if hope is what they need, then what what can I do? What can I do to help bring more hope to people? And then I heard it will be called Mission Hope. And it's a series of books, and the first five will be hope, faith, love, grace and gratitude, and then joy. And that's the first five. And I said, oh, okay. I kind of laughed. I said, I'm supposed to do this. And then I heard, yes, and it will be a collaboration. And you will have authors, different authors, sharing their stories, writing chapters in books, each individual book on each subject: hope, faith, love, grace, gratitude, and joy. And they will all contribute a chapter to these books, whoever, you can get to do it. And I thought, oh, and I'm laughing again, thinking, okay, well, how am I supposed to find these people? I said, I will be glad to do it. I would love to do that. But you're going to have to send me the people, send me the right people at the right time. So I kind of made a deal, with God. I don't think I've ever done that before, but I said, okay, I will do it. But you're going to have to bring me the right people at the right time. And then I started to work, and that is exactly what happened. The right people at the right time came forward. So, and now we are on volume 5 of the Mission Hope book series. And Yes, it's been an incredible journey.
And it's so, so special because, yes, I've spoken to quite a few of the authors that have taken part in some of the previous volumes, and to hear the love from each and every one of them when they talk about how you have brought them together, how you've looked after them. This is what's so special. Like when you say to bring these people together, you are the perfect person for that. I've seen your posts across social media. When you post something, it causes such a stir. You have that energy, that aura about you that is literally like a lighthouse, a beacon that literally goes out, and that aura goes wider and wider. And all those that hear that klaxon cry, they know they are drawn to you. That is your purpose. That's what you've brought them together. And you are so caring and nurturing at the same time, because some of your authors, yes, they might have written something before, but I think a lot of them at the start of the journey, was it the first book that they were working on, and it was your help, it was your guidance that gave them that bravery to take that step and actually move forward. Would you like to talk about sort of how the first getting the first few authors involved?
Yes, that's so sweet. Thank you for saying that. I think they call me they say she's our biggest cheerleader and taskmaster. I don't know. I'm not even sure what a taskmaster is, but I am a cheerleader. I'm their cheerleader because they are all so fantastic. They're just fantastic people. In the beginning, it was, um, I'll never forget. I had talked to Dom and said, you know, Spirit gave me this beautiful assignment, but I have no idea how to start getting people, and explained it to him, and he was a little bit like, wow, you know. And then I talked to my friend Harry Spate, and we talked several times. He's a very dear friend of mine, and he said he gave me a lot of tips about reaching out to people and told me not to be afraid, just explain what happened and how it came to fruition and how you got the idea and that you wanted to invite people, to do it. And so that's what I did. And it took me a little bit to get it all down, because there's quite a lot to it. And, you know, um, but the people that I was guided to were really excited
Yeah.
and said, yeah, I'd love to do that. So I've I've not had anyone, well, maybe a couple people that have said, no, that's not really my thing. And I said, okay, you know, that's okay. If it's not your thing, then you don't have to do it, of course. So, but the majority of people have loved it. And once we got started and started having success, and it's about their heart.
Yeah.
These people write from their heart and soul. And that they mean exactly what they say, that they really are doing this for the right reasons. We're not doing it for any personal reasons. We are doing this to help humanity itself. And this is a time where our lights need to be shone brighter. And that is what they're doing. They're all stepping up. I mean, if you think about the quality of people, and they all have extremely wonderful and talented, even professional writing skills, their stories are just deep and beautiful and honest and true, and they've been through a lot, a lot, a lot. and it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to share stories like they're sharing, because those are personal moments, times in our lives where we've had to overcome such immense grief, uh, pain, illness. I'm a 4-time breast cancer survivor myself, and I've had a couple of other breast cancer survivors. It's been amazing, Pearl. It really has been. I'm just so excited to be able to be giving back. And that's the way we all look at it, really, is that we are giving back for the blessings that we've been given in our lives.
And this is what is so special. And I know from quite a lot of the authors, when I've spoken to them, the whole series that is Mission Hope, literally, I'd say to everyone listening, if they don't already have that series on their bookshelf, they need to make sure they've got it, because it's something you go back to day by day, and you can open each series, each volume, and you will learn something different. You might be reading the same piece of work that you read the day before, but you will get a different message through it. And this is what is so special about this work. And it's something that gives again and again and again. And it's also something that I feel will be passed down through generations, that families, and that they will learn. And almost it's it goes back to the way we were taught that stories were shared at the very beginning, when people couldn't write, when they could just have it read to them, or spread through word of mouth. So you've got that you can actually hear that story, and you've got that almost like a psalm or something like that, or a proverb, where it's actually telling you this is how one person approached it. This is what they felt to begin with. They got through what they had to deal with, and this is how they felt the other side. And I think that's something that will give courage to every single person. And this is what I love about the work you are doing. But that comes down to you. It comes down to you and to Dom, because I know that between you, because Dom has helped with some of the publishing, hasn't he, I believe?
Dom has published every single book. Yes. And yes, he's amazing. He's an amazing friend in person, and he gave me a lot of guidance in the beginning as well. We sort of worked through it together. Actually, my first book collaboration, I did a couple before I wrote my own book, and he actually had one. It was called Power Up Super Women. It was all women, and we wrote stories about things that we had been through and what we learned, and sort of passed on our messages to our readers. So it's very similar. So yes, he's a great person, and he's been a great friend to me.
But I still come back to say it's you as the nucleus that has brought everyone together to share their stories. And you mentioned about being a taskmaster. I don't see it as being that. I see you as a leader. I see you as a leader that brings people together, and you're leading people forward. And sometimes as a leader, you have to, it's almost a gentle sort of nudge. Sometimes it has to be a bit more of a sharp prod almost to actually get people to it, because you don't know. Sometimes it's a carrot or a stick. You don't know which way someone is going to work with it, and you have to be all of those things to actually keep people on track. Because so many people say, oh yes, I would love to be an author, when they have no idea of the discipline involved or anything like that. Because I mean, I know when I did my degree, all my assignments I did the night before, but I did it as a mature student. So I literally, it had to be in. So I'd wait for my kids to go to sleep. I'd start
Right.
typing all my essays, and that would be it,
Oh.
spell check, and then they went in. But I still got it done by that deadline. But the amount
Hmm.
of people that ask for an extension, and you need to be dedicated, and it takes the leader to
Yes.
actually bring everyone together and corral them to actually have be ready at the same deadline. And then when you go into the publishing side and promotion and everything, as a
Hmm.
collaboration, it's a joint effort. So it's everyone bringing their voices together, and therefore you all rise together.
Yes, exactly. And that's how we lift everyone up. And or some of my authors, we say we're a family. It's the Mission Hope family,
Yeah.
and it really has become that for a lot of them. Um, and I love that. I just love it. It's very sweet and very powerful at the same time. And like you said, I loved how you said that the books are sort of as a reference. They're used as a reference, and people have them on their bedside tables uh, for just say, I might need some inspiration on some on love, or I need some hope. I need faith. I need whatever it is, joy, and go to the book on their bedside table and actually, just like you said, open it up to to just any random page, and they're going to get what they need right there. And it's amazing. I've done it myself where yeah, and I talk about that on shows that I've had, I need these books myself. Sometimes, don't we all? We
Yeah.
need that inspiration or that motivation or that just that love that people are sharing in these books, and it's just it's really a gift, Pearl. It's really a
Yeah.
gift to all of us. And healing, the authors, me, and these authors, we have all healed through this journey. It's been going on since September of 22, so late of 2022. And now we are in almost June of 2025, and we're still going.
And
So,
and the connections will have got stronger. And even with that date that you mentioned, this is where I get quite fuzzy, so it might be my menopausal brain. But 2022, were we still in the madness that was COVID and lockdown at that time? Or was it just coming to an end then?
I think we were just coming out of it.
Because if you think then,
Mhm.
so you did all that with all the stresses and strains that the whole world were going through, you brought all these people together. As I'm saying that, I've got tingles all through my body because that just adds to the special energy that you have brought to that. Because again, that helped people get through that. So it was such a scary, strange time that no one had ever been through before. And again, the way the authors wrote that first chapter, to I know because some of your authors have been part of every single volume, and you can see the growth as they write. But when you think if they've come out of that and they've got stronger and stronger, and also quite a few of the interviews I've done with your authors, they've actually said, like when you ask them to write about love or with joy, and they're saying, but I'm not feeling joy at the minute. Yet
Mhm.
by finding that space and writing about their journey, that helped them to heal, as you said. It's that healing process as well.
Exactly. And it's really that's such a beautiful thing to know that they are contributing to something that can help heal them as well.
Yeah.
It's I never dreamed that it would be. I didn't really have any expectations because I was just fulfilling this what had been gifted to me, the project. And so as the facilitator or the curator, I didn't really know what to get out of it myself. I wasn't looking for my own self-gain. And I don't think that any of the authors
No.
were looking for that either. We were just focused on helping other people, period.
Yeah.
And that was it. But what has transpired has been our own healing through it. And I'm getting those tingles all over. Oh,
And
it's
it's so special. And not only that, you've got all these people, the authors, when they started with you on the series, they were just individuals, and like I said, they are now a family. They've now got close friendships. As I interviewed different people, they were mentioning the relationships they've made with the other authors as they've gone through. And I go back to something that every single one of them said. They came back to
yeah.
this wonderful, wonderful lady that is Char Murphy, that has been that
Oh,
light and has guided everyone through. And I know, I mean, you and I haven't been speaking for that long, but I feel like I've known you all my life. In fact, I feel like I've known you for many lifetimes before this one. And you are such a special person. And it's that energy that you've given out, and you give that strength to people. Like, they may not have ever put pen to paper or tried to type something onto a computer screen, and you've given them that belief in themselves that they can do that. And like you said, each and every one of your authors, they don't do it for themselves, they do it to give back to other people.
exactly. That's what they do. And you know, yes, they may not know how to type up a whole chapter on a computer, but they did it. They did it. And we have 5 that have been in every single book. Yes, from Brad to Bebian, Kathleen, Mike, and who's my other one? Brad, Mike, Fabian, Kathleen, and Jennifer Bassett. Jenny, love them, all of them. And then some have done 4. I think Joanne White has done 4, and some have just done 3, but most all have returned. I think there's only been a couple that have not returned.
Yeah.
So I don't have to really look any further, than this group for authors in each book. They want to come back.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful experience if you allow yourself to do it, and some people that are doing it the first time, they don't know that the group is important and that the chat groups are important, and that that there's relationships here.
Yeah.
It's a we are a family, and if you're in with us, you're loved. We love you. Come on, get in here and ask your questions and talk to us, and because we love you and you're part of us. So no one's ever left out unless they choose to not be involved. And that's unfortunate for them. But
And
only 1 or 2 may have ever done that even. So, yeah.
and it might just be that they need to get to that stage in their writer's journey to know to reach out. Because sometimes I think people, this horrid thing, well, I say it's a horrid thing, isn't, because it can give you a push, but this 3 little word called ego sometimes gets in the way, and you think, well, I can do this. And once you ask for help, it's amazing. Like, if you hit writer's block or something, and if you're not speaking to another writer, they can't help you. Whereas another writer can say, oh, yes, I know when I felt like that, I'll go and walk in nature, or I'll play a specific piece of music. Or you could all jump on a group call and say, or start a chat and saying, how do you beat writer's block? And it's having that support of the other
Mhm.
people around you to do that. But sometimes you have to be very brave to ask that first question, because sometimes it isn't in
Right.
people's nature to ask. But if
Mhm.
you if they take that first step, it's surprising how the next step's easier and easier. And from asking that question, that's where the friendships and the relationships grow on
Right.
top of what they're doing.
Right. Right. Exactly. And there's not one person that's been in these books, one after the other, that would not help the new people.
Yeah,
That's what, I mean, that's the kind of people they are. They want to help. They're the helpers.
yeah.
They're the helpers.
And
So,
and they're the people we need in this world today. Like if you if you go out of what I call our really nice safety bubble, that we've all speak the same language and we support each other, and you see what's going on in the world, it's quite scary. But if you took that energy that we're talking about now, if people haven't already got the Mission Hope volumes, just 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 buy five series at a time and give them out to people. Give them to people. If you've got someone at work that seems quite quiet, give them the series, because that could be all that they need. Like we said, that they can refer back to it and they can grow. And just by that, each time you share that, or you share a quote from the volume you've read that morning, you're
mhm,
sharing that love, you're sharing that hope, you're sharing
mhm,
that energy that is going to change, that ripple that will go out, and that can change the whole world. And it's just from that nucleus, I go back to the nucleus all the time, Mission Hope, that you've set up with each and every one of the authors that are sending out that love, that message. And before you know it, it's gone right round the world and it's coming back again.
yeah, exactly. It's that ripple effect. That's exactly what it is. And with the ebook coming out right now, well, next Monday we have the promotion for one day, that day on the 29th for $1.99. You can get the ebook. Um, that is a perfect time to do exactly what you're saying, is to gift your family, your friends, your coworkers, give them that ebook for $1.99. That's a great gift for people. And people do gift the books all the time. I saw on LinkedIn, one of our authors had posted a picture of her book all wrapped up in a beautiful package, and she was with the big bow, and she was giving it to someone for their birthday. And we that's they're great gifts. They really are. But and the whole series, yeah, that's a powerhouse. There's a whole lot of love in those books, a whole lot of love and hope. Yes, there are.
And as you were saying that, I had an image of a whole family having the series and all sitting down and having time. Maybe when, like, they maybe do a Bible study, if they all sat and they each had a book, or they read a chapter
Wow.
or a paragraph through it, because I'm getting tingles with that, because like with Clubhouse. Now, Clubhouse, the app, they do an awful lot of that, where they will meet up morning or evening in a group and they will all read from a specific thing. And that's something maybe you and I can talk about,
Oh, wow. That's a great idea.
because you
That's,
can, yeah,
yes,
because you can do that and it will stay live, or you can save it. So if someone joins the group later, they can listen to the pre-recorded pieces. And
yes.
you could almost, if people have time, then share what you felt from the reading, and just seeing just how people have grown from that, because that you and we'll have to chat about that, but that just came into my head, and I think
Oh, That just is a great idea. I love that idea so much. Yes, thank you. That's a great idea.
And the other thing I've said to each and every one of your authors, now I know that volume 5 is launching with the Kindle, with the ebook, isn't it? But
Right.
it will be available as a hard copy, as a printed copy as well, won't it?
Absolutely. And first, before it is on Amazon, we give our authors the opportunity to share the signed copies. There's very special copies that they order at wholesale, and they sell them for $25 is what it would eventually sell on Amazon. And they sign the books and mail them out and make beautiful packages out of those and send them to people that want a special autograph copy. So that's wonderful. I love it.
And what this is what is so special, and the way I consume my media when it comes to reading, I will get a Kindle copy and a hard copy. If there's an
Yes.
audio copy, I always do that because, and if the audio is read by the author, quite often I will have the hard copy in front of me whilst I'm listening to it. So, because when I said that to Sarah, she was
Oh,
saying, "Oh, authors will love you," but that's the way I consume my media, and
yeah.
this is what I'd suggest to everyone: is yes, get on the first day, on the launch day, make sure you get the Kindle, the e
Yes.
version at the reduced price, but then make sure that you add that, and as each thing comes in, use that, and then that message you are reading is going to go through in so many different ways. And if we look at the thing we've just discussed, that will be a way that people can start to listen to an audio as well.
Great. Perfect. Yay. Pearl, you're a genius. Oh, I need to live where you live. We need to be like hang out together. You're so wonderful.
But there are times I'm up in the clouds somewhere though. But that's where I get half. That's I mean, it's my guides and angels. This is so. I mean, we can't have this interview without you and I talking about our guides and angels because so many. We're both from a corporate background as well, and I thought when I first started hearing my guide speak to me, I thought I was going nuts. I really did. And I thought, I can't talk to my corporate people like that. Yet now, when I've embraced my spiritual side and I know what my soul purpose is,
Mhm.
everything I set my mind to, I achieve in because I
Mhm.
know I've got the backing of the guides and angels behind me.
Exactly. Exactly. And actually, this series is a perfect example of that because I had no idea what I was doing. And when I heard that instruction, or that message of that was part of my purpose, so, I was like, okay, but then now here we are. So uh, I had a lot of help. I had a lot of angels and guides and people working with me that loved the mission, and they were they're the ones, yeah. So it's I didn't do it by myself, and all I'm doing is putting messages from people that matter. They have story. Everyone has a story, and everyone's story matters, and everyone's story can help somebody else in one way or the other. And so I'm just the messenger. I'm just the one that's passing on these messages from these beautiful people that are involved.
And I'm sat here and I've got this great big grin on my face because I'm thinking, you are just nothing, lady. You are phenomenal. You are special. It's your energy and your strength that allows you to do that. And yes, there will be so many people that can give their voice to a chapter in the future, but there are very few people that will have the energy to bring everyone. I go back to that nucleus, that spark that started everything off, and that's just nothing, Char Murphy. That is very, very special.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored to do it. I'm honored. I'm just so honored and grateful. I cannot tell you. And these people, again, back to my people, if it wasn't for them, I could not have done any of this, period.
Yeah.
You know, they had to come forth,
Yeah.
and they did.
And
So
it's just so very special.
thank you.
I'm going to draw this episode to a close, but I am going to ask something that I think all my listeners will be shouting out. Please, Char, would you be a regular guest? Because you have so much to share. I would love to give your voice across as many people as possible. So I would love you to be a regular guest.
Of course. Thank you. I'm honored. I'm honored. Yes, Pearl. Thank you.
That is absolutely brilliant. And I will just throw it over to you. If there's any last message you would like to share to all the listeners, please go ahead. This is your platform. You shout from the rooftops any message that you'd like them to hear.
We love you. We want you to read our books so we can help you if you need it, or if you know somebody else that needs it. We all need it. I need it. So just gift those ebooks and get yours, because this is our gift to you. And we just love you. Thank you for being part of Mission Hope with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being a guest. And yes, all of the listeners, make sure go out there and listen. We will be promoting everything. Make sure that you follow Char, and you will know exactly when those ebooks are available at the reduced rate, and as soon as the hard copies are available, you can grab those as well. So thank you once again,
Yes.
Char.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast. We hope you have enjoyed the content shared. Please share with others who would like to enjoy these interviews and discussions. If you would like to support the podcast, please follow the link in the episode description. If you want to be a guest on the show, reach out and let's discuss next steps. Until the next time, enjoy your listening.